Welcome to today's episode where we dive into one of the most essential parts of speech, pronouns. As you might already know, pronouns are words that take the place of nouns in sentences. But how exactly do they work and why are they so important? Let's explore. To begin, let's think about how we use nouns in everyday communication. Nouns are the names of people, places, things, or ideas. However, in order to avoid repeating the same noun over and over again, we use pronouns. For example, instead of saying, Sarah is my friend, Sarah loves to read books, we would say, Sarah is my friend, she loves to read books. Here, she is the pronoun that replaces the noun Sarah. This makes our language more fluid and less repetitive, helping to keep conversations natural. Kinds of pronouns. Number 1. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are probably the most common type you will encounter. These pronouns replace specific nouns that refer to people or things. In English, personal pronouns vary depending on the subject and the object of the sentence. For example, I as a subject, me object, you subject and as an object, he subject, him object, she subject, her object, it subject and object for singular things or animals when their gender is unknown. We subject as object, they subject, them object. Using personal pronouns not only avoids redundancy but it also makes the sentence more direct. For example, instead of saying the teacher is explaining the lesson, the teacher is also answering question, we can simply say the teacher is explaining the lesson, she is also answering questions. Number 2, possessive pronouns are another important type. These pronouns show ownership or possession. Examples include my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. Let's look at an example. This is my book. In this sentence, my is possessive pronoun, showing that the book belongs to me. Similarly, and that is their car, the possessive pronoun their indicates ownership of the car. Number 3, reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject and the object of the sentence refer to the same person or thing. The end and self or selves. For instance, I looked at myself in the mirror. She taught herself how to play the guitar. These pronouns are important when the subject is performing an action on itself, and they help clarify that the action is being done by and to the same entity. Number 4, demonstrative pronouns point to specific things or people. They include this, that, these, and those. For example, this is my favorite book. Those are my friends. Demonstrative pronouns are particularly useful when we want to draw attention to specific items or people, making our communication more precise. Number 5, interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. These include words like who, what, which, and whom. Here is an example. Who is coming to the party? Or what did you say? These pronouns are vital for inquiry, helping us gather information from others. Finally, we have relative pronouns, which introduce relative clauses and connect them to the main sentence. These pronouns include who, whom, whose, which, and that. For example, the man who called you is waiting outside. I have a friend whose brother is a doctor. Relative pronouns allow us to add extra information to a sentence, giving more detail without starting a new sentence. So why are pronouns so important? They help us avoid repetitive language, make our sentences shorter and clearer. By using pronouns correctly, we can create more natural and efficient communication. It's also noting that the correct use of pronouns can make a big difference in how we express ideas and emotions, especially in more formal or nuanced conversations. To wrap up, think of pronouns as essential building blocks in our daily language. They give us the ability to communicate without sounding repetitive, helping us maintain a smooth flow in both spoken and written communication. Whether you are chatting with a friend or writing an essay, pronouns are your trusty companions, making language work in a more efficient and dynamic way.